Hi class, my name is Jennifer Sapp, and this is my video blog for this week's developmental psychology class. After reading this week's assignments, I decided to answer the question from a biblical perspective, why should a person consider studying developmental psychology? The Bible offers a great introduction to this topic with Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden in Genesis 1 through 3. During that time, we learn about the creation of man and then the fall of man when sin enters the world. In just a few short verses, we see desire, curiosity, and the questioning of God, if his intentions are truly pure and best for man. Adam and Eve had the very best in the garden, yet these questions still crept into their mind when Satan had the opportunity to challenge what God commanded of Adam and Eve to not eat from the tree of good and evil. We can easily read about what led to the fall, but developmentally, how did they get there? What led their brains to process the information in such a way that they agreed with the serpent to say, maybe God was not right. Maybe if we eat, we will actually be like him, and we won't certainly die. This should intrigue any Christian who is interested in wanting to better understand man and the developmental psychology behind him. Developmental psychology is a scientific approach that focuses on individuals and their change over time. Specifically, it links change over time to what came before and then what comes next in an individual's life. At each stage in life, there are different reasons and motivations for behavior. We can see these changes in the life of King David. When we first meet David in the Bible, he starts as a shepherd boy simply obeying his father. He then grows into a man who seeks to honor God with his life by sparing the man who was trying to pursue and kill him, King Saul. He then finds himself in a downward spiral of sin when he takes another man's wife, impregnates her, and then organizes his death when he can't get him to sleep with her. Yet when we come to the end of his life, he's known as a man that's after God's own heart. In What is the Shape of Developmental Change? We learn that our understanding of the developmental change of man is limited. There is a wealth of growing knowledge in the developmental change of infants and children, yet then that growth slows down as we increase in age. Because of this, we are in need of research and testing of developmental theories in order to better understand man and how God has wired him. We are encouraged and challenged by God to seek a better understanding. We should seek the Bible and outside resources to gain knowledge for developmental psychology, specifically in that order. Once we have completed all of that, the final information should then be compared again to what the Bible says to make sure that there is no conflicting information. And at that time, we can then prepare for our research to fully understand how God has wired us and then test it into theories.